after being served as a volunteer for years to come?
Very good. I love that question, and I would love to answer it also. Number one, as a volunteer, you are not the central game of what you do. As a volunteer, you work for your community, and we look at the general gain of a volunteer from a broader perspective. I want to answer it by way of an example. If you're walking along the path, the footpath, and you see a banana peel down there, then you leave it there. You don't collect it, or you're walking and you see a thorn on the ground, and you leave it minus simply because there is nothing that you will gain by removing banana peel or a thorn. Then behind you, somebody comes and get pierced by the thorn. Then somebody comes behind you and slips over the banana peel, and falls down and breaks the leg. What is the question that arises there? Because there was nothing that you could gain by removing the banana peel or by removing the thorn, a destruction has been caused to somebody else's life. And by way of example, again, I answer it in this manner. When you see a drowning person, and you ask yourself, if I save this drowning person, what would I gain? What would I gain? Or you want to negotiate with a drowning person, that how much would you pay me for me to gain and put something in my pocket for me to save you? That would be selfish, and it would be ignorant, and it would be an act that is not desirable to humanity. Now, Africa, or our society, is likened to the same example that I've given. Our Africa, if you look at kids drowning in the ocean of diseases, if you look at our cities, we have homeless people drowning in the screeching cold of the night because they do not have homes. If you look at our people during the electioneering period, our young people are dying, and because of undue influence from the politicians. Why? Because they are not educated enough. In a society where people are not educated, we have tribal conflicts and political conflicts that arises in the African continent. Now, if we don't take personal responsibility, because there is nothing that we gain from it directly, we are getting it wrong. Now, anybody who would want to volunteer with us or with any other organization must know that the ultimate gain is the gain that the majority are gaining. By one example, again, I respond to that question in this manner. If you educate the citizenry and they get involved politically and civically in the governance system to avoid tribal conflicts and avoid war, in one way or the other, you are saving your family or even yourself from the repercussions of war. So the general gain of voluntarism is the general good that you contribute to the general society. So number one, it is not centric to self. Voluntarism is what you enjoy by giving out. If we want anything to gain directly from voluntarism, we can join private sectors, be in business, or get employed for you to get something directly to yourself. But as for voluntarism, it's what we give out, not necessarily what we have to get in. It must not be motivated by what we get in. It must be motivated, and we got to be inspired by what we give out to the general good of the general public.
Thank you very much. That is a nice opener to everything that has been hidden from someone outside there. Personally, I want to ask this last question. This kind of business, how do we call it? Do we call it a general business, a public business, a private sector business. You know, every business have a sector, or they have a segment, or do we call it a partnership business with those people that are volunteer? What kind of business can we call this one?
To correct your question or to restructure your question, it is not a business. We are not into business, and Center for Africa Volunteers is not business. Maybe to put you into perspective, number one, the Center for Africa Volunteers is non-religious, it is non-sectarian, it is non-political, and that qualifies it to be a charitable non-profit organization. Having said that, it's an organization that is also run differently from other organizations. I mean, it is a membership-driven organization inspired by people who would love to see a change in the African continent.
Thank you very much. It has been so clear now, and you have heard it. Like, this is not a business organization. This is not a partnership, whatever. This is not where you can say that, okay, I just want to put part of my money so that when it germinates, to be ready for reaping. It's not an organization. This is not an organization that is interested in business, and this is not an organization that is being run just because of profit orientation. Thank you very much, and really welcome you to this interview section. Our passion is sports.
This is a life book. To many people, it's the most important book on their shelf. But you can't buy a life book in any bookstore. In fact, you need to write it yourself. Because your life book is a deeply personal game plan for the best version of you. In your life book, you map out your dreams in the 12 dimensions of your life. One by one, you design a premise, vision, purpose, and strategy for each of these 12 dimensions. And as you do, something amazing happens. You get crystal clear on what you really want in life, instead of letting others tell you how to be happy and successful. And you discover how to truly have it all, without sacrificing one dimension of life for another. That's probably why countless life bookers worldwide have given up traditional goal setting, and instead use Lifebook Daily to live a life of greater meaning, abundance, and joy. Are you ready to be the author of your best life? Enroll in the free Lifebook Masterclass now and discover how to create your very own lifebook.
Hello, Mr. Evans. How are you? Hello, Mr. Evans. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. Evans? Hello, Mr. Evans. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Evans. Can you hear me? Are you there? Hello, Evans. Are you there? Can you hear me?